Hello, it's Leon. In today's video, I'm going to give you some life-changing advice that's helped me sign my first client and also help all my mentees sign their first client. So, what I'm going to talk about is basically the 6 steps that will allow you to sign your first client, get him good results, and then milk him for money, basically, and then repeat the process to get your second, third, and so on client. All of this within a week. And or at least that's what my mentees were able to do. So all of this is it's no bullshit advice. You don't need to spend hours each day trying to reach out or find leads. You won't need to send out thousands of emails just to not get a reply, and you won't have to worry about not having clients. So let's get into it and actually show it. So yeah, first, this is not my actual results. This is for a client of mine. So as you can see, I made him 23K in a week, almost 1,000% increase, and I also made him 67K in the past 30 days, or 60K. It was a 400, almost 500% increase. So I actually know what I'm talking about, and now I'm going to show you. So the first thing you need to do is to learn copy, because if you're trying to sign your first copywriting client and you don't have a copy client, the most common problem I see around my mentees, around people who ask me for advice, is that they don't actually know copy. Knowing copy tips will make you end up broke like this, man. And that's not because copy tricks or tips and tricks don't work, it's because copy tips and tricks aren't enough to actually convert, for example, people from a cold email or people from a cold source. So, for example, if you're doing Facebook ads, you're not going to convert the people simply by using copy tips. On the other hand, if you understand humans and how they work and what actually makes people like you take action, or people like me take action, by being relatable, by giving out your energy and actually knowing how to speak as a human, will make you a lot more money. So as you can see, this guy is happy because he's making a lot of money because he understands humans. He of course also uses copy tips and tricks, but that's not what he bases his copy of. It's about his readers' needs, his clients' audience, and he understands how to play relatable, because if you can make people relate to your stuff, you'll be making a lot more money. So the first step is learn copy, learn the fundamentals, learn the basics. And once you do that, once you learn the principles, not the copy tips and tricks, you'll be able to get actual good results. So that's the first step you need to master. Now, the second step is to do a lot of outreach. And I know I told you that you didn't need to spend hours doing it, and you still don't need to do it. You don't need to spend hours trying to find people or do outreach. You just need to be clear on one thing. In my previous video, I told you how to actually use, or how to actually write a cold email outreach and how to create your offer. So I'm not going to go over this in this video. And if you want to learn it, you can check out my previous video. But what you need to do when you're doing outreach is choose one target. So let's say you want to help coaches, right? If you want to have coaches, then you need to be looking for coaches and you need to outreach massively. It's not something you can lack on, because if you slack on this, you're not going to get any results. You're not going to get your first client. But if you take the time to actually understand your audience, or like the people you're trying to reach out to, and then you find out where they hang out. So for example, coaches, there's a lot of coaches. Like, do you want to do fitness coaches, relationship coaches, or bodybuilding coaches, for example? Find that out and then find out where they hang out. So for example, fitness coaches, they're going to be online. A lot of them are on Instagram. So Instagram could be a good vehicle for you to use and actually find those clients. And then another important thing that not so many talk about is to not give up. Like, yes, you're not going to get a reply on every and each of your messages, and every reply is not going to be a yes, but that doesn't matter in the beginning. What matters is that you get your first client, because when you get that first client, you begin, like, you make the ball rolling. So for example, this Archer bro, he's not going to be able to hit bullseye on his first try, right? But if he does it every day, and if he practices like 20, 30 minutes each day and each day, and he does this for years, bro, eventually he'll be so good that he can hit bullseyes every single time. But it takes time and it takes willpower to do that. So do a lot of outreach, find your target, do more outreach, get your first reply, and when you get that first reply, make sure you actually give them an in-depth review or give them some value so they know they can trust you, ask for a call, get that call booked, and then you go to the next step. So, third step is decide your first client. And when you get a positive reply and you get the call booked, what you need to do on that sales call is not try to be salesy. Don't be salesy. Try to be helpful. If you think of a sales call as not a sales call, but as a I'm trying to help you grow type of call, then you're going to sign a lot more of deals. So what I want you to do is basically forget that it's a sales call and try to just understand how and if you can actually help them, and then close them at the end. So when you first close them and it's your first client and everything, you want to over deliver like crazy, and you want to make sure that you get them good results, because if you don't manage to do that, they're not going to keep you and they're not going to be irreplaceable to their business, and you might just lose them. But there's also another important point I want to make out, because a mentee of mine signed the first client and then lost it and then was in a bad place, like mentally. So some clients are a pain in the ass and it's just always going to be that way. So when you close a client and they start ghosting you and they don't respond to you, don't beat yourself up about it. It happens, and some people are just not worth your time and energy. They're missing out, basically. What you need to be sure on is that you know your shit, you know how copywriting works, you know how to actually make the money, and then just go find someone else. It's going to be hard, of course, and it will suck. Quite frankly, it will suck, but it's just how this world is. You need to keep moving on and then just find that dream client of yours and get him good results. And when you get him good results, you're going to go over to step 4. So step 4 is upsell like crazy. Like this guy is a mentee of mine. He invested in my mentorship not too long ago, and within a week he had his first client. Why? Because he followed the steps, he actually took action, and he's a good copywriter. I told him you have tons of potential, but I also gave him a golden advice that made him more money than he was supposed to make. So this guy, he got a positive reply. I told him what to do. I told him how to book the call, how to go about the call, and I also got a call in with him to show him how to actually handle the sales call, how to handle the objections, and how to close him. But I also told him one thing, because you learn when you do shit. You don't learn from a course. You don't learn from, I mean, you kind of learn from watching this video, but you don't learn it as well as if you're experimenting and doing it yourself. So after this video, don't slack off. Do what I'm telling you, and you'll get results. You know, if you don't do that, you're not going to get results. But what I told this guy to do that made him, it's not much, but his first client, and I didn't want to make him charge 1K when it's his first client. I told him to charge him a setup fee of $300, but as an upsell. So I told him, because his offer is very simple, very good for when you're first starting out. He's doing pay on performance for email marketing. So I told him, tell him you can do email marketing on complete pay on performance, but say that you know that his sales page is not good, because honestly it wasn't that good. It was just like buy my ebook, and that's not what you want to do. That's not how you get conversion. So even if his email automations and his emails were actually really good, he wouldn't have been able to convert him a sale or make him money because his sales page was shit. So I told him, tell him you'll make him a sales page for $300, upsell him. And you know what he did? The same day, he got on the call with the client, he signed the client, got the $300 secured, and now he's about to change his life because he took the risk. He did something, as you can see, but I haven't ever created a sales page in my life. I could easily use that as an excuse, but did that stop me? No. I used it to learn while printing him money. Take risks. Very good. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to do everything you can and cannot. So if you can't do a sales page, tell him you'll do it. Do it for free. do it for a rev share, do it for a small fee, and just build your skill set. Because when you build your skill set and you take part of more of his business, you're going to be irreplaceable. Think of it like if you're doing funnels or if you do email marketing, upselling to a sales page, upselling to a resell, advertorial, Facebook ads, that's 4 extra income streams for you. And also, he cannot just ghost you or never reply to you because you basically own and run his own business. So if he wants to make more money and he fires you, all of these streams plus the email marketing is going to fall apart, and he can't just hire somebody else with your skill set. He can't just hire somebody else that really doesn't understand how this works, how the funnel you made him works. So this is why it's essential to take risks, and this is why it's essential that you build your skill set while experimenting with shit you don't know. That's how I did it. That's how I had this crypto client as well, which I've done email marketing for him for like 3 or 4 months, and then I told him that I got him results, so he trusted me. And that's the important part. You need to get him results in order for this to work, because if you don't, he's not going to trust you. But I got him good results, and the conversion weren't as high as I wanted them to be. And the main thing is that when people clicked on the link, they just got to a whoop checkout page. No information, no nothing. So I had to write mini sales pages in the emails, which is not optimized. So I told him, you need a sales page and it's going to allow you to print extra money. So he trusted me, and since I've gotten him good results, he said, okay, let's do it. How much do you charge? And I made an easy 1K from writing a sales page that took me like 2 days to write. And it's just as simple as that. That's how simple you make money with this method. And then the next step, I'm going to talk about it soon. So read this go. The greater the number of people who find any idea correct, the more the idea will be correct. Meaning, if you have a lot of social proof and you have a lot of people telling people that your shit worked, the more people are going to be open to the idea that this shit actually works. So when you get good results for a client, you always want to make a case study. Basically, a case study is very simple. You just tell them what you did, where it was before, and how you can do it for them. So I have lots of case studies, lots of sales assets that I use in my cold emails to follow up with. And the idea is very simple. As I told you, just where it was, what you did, and the results you got, and then CTA. Tell them to book a call with you. And this acts as social proof, and it will get you a lot more clients. So when you get good results, make a case study, show it off, and flex it, really flex it, and then you'll make money. Now the next and final step is rinse and repeat. So when you get your first client, you've gotten good results, you've turned him from a complete pay on performance client to a 10K or 5 to 10K retainer plus 5 to 10% commission. You're making a lot of money from him, obviously. So now you have money to actually automate your outreach and then sign clients, and just start from the beginning. Tell him you run his email marketing for a rev share, then upsell him again until you have multiple streams from that client. And that's how you make money so fucking simply, bro. And it literally doesn't take, you don't need to be good at funnel building. You don't need to be good at sales pages. All you need is to understand copywriting, and all of this is possible. Now, I also want to mention one thing. Me and my friend Leo are making a community, and we're releasing it 28th of April. And it's basically going to be a place where only high quality people are allowed inside. And there's going to be a lot of modules, a lot of knowledge, and we're going to be having calls and also offer guidance one-on-one. It's going to be sick, it's going to be crazy, and it's going to take over the internet, and the people inside will be printing money, because that's our mission. We want to make sure that anyone between the age 15, 14 to like 25 are making money. We want to build a community that will act as a network that will be able to build off of each other and learn together and move together and print money together. And honestly, I'm not gonna hard pitch you, because I really don't care if you join or you don't. This is an opportunity for you to make actual bank, and it's also up to you if you want to join. Now, I've linked a link to join the waiting list under this video, and as I said, if you want to join, if you want to have a look, if you at least want to get a reminder, a chance, or an opportunity to join this community, which not everyone will be allowed into, but some people will, some high quality people, because that's the only way we can actually make it a good, strong community, then click the link below and join the waiting list.